Play a little music while way in here. Huh?
Baffled. See this?
That's what's need to come out. That's brand new.
Small. Stop, man. You know this shit. Stop.
It's brand new.
Yeah, so what happened? Why are you carrying it?
It wasn't. I mean, it's got to be really old.
Stop.
I'm live, bro.
Stop.
Play a couple more songs while we're waiting here. All right, Joe. Playing a little bit of music here. Supposed to have Makeda Marley on tonight and another dude named Millz, but they had to cancel. Makeda canceled because she didn't have a good enough signal. I play a little bit of music. You guys stay to chat. We'll chat it up and any questions you guys got that you want to know about what's going on with Jboss Ent or any of our artists, stay tuned. I'm gonna play a little music. I'll get the room filled. We in the drum room and the brick room right now.
What up, twin? Your brother Cuban is back at it again. You know what happens when I go and grab that pad in the pen. I link words together, snatch them and bring out that lyrical assassin on the tap into that passion again. I've been alright though, living my life, taking it quite slow. Trying to let the Bible guide me through this blinded light show. Full of smoke and mirrors, it's so hard to choose the right road. Hoping that my lyrics reach your spirit through this mic, bro. I know you've been upstairs watching for almost 20 years and seen who really cared after you made them millionaires. And then what it appears, this game is fake. I wonder when it rains, is it you that's shedding tears? I wrote this letter here to clear the air for all the listeners, discussing all the squad's business, saying that they missing us. It's really tough getting back to what that vision was. I wish it never happened, but it's three sides to a story. When it's real, you can tell it. The thing about the truth is that you don't gotta sell it. It outweighs any type of lie when you spell it. And you can feel it deep in your soul when you inhale it.
In Australia, wow, that's dope.
The thing about the truth is that you don't gotta sell it. It outweighs any type of lie when you spell it.
I pause that. I'm gonna bring up in a different room this time, so things are a little bit different here. Let's see here. We got right channel. Turn it way down. This way I can see what's going on in the bigger. See if they got a monitor in each. I got 3 monitors in like every room. So, anyways, guys. This way I can see what's going on in the bigger. So Australia. So you from Australia? Or you been in Australia? everybody on here just like and subscribe. That'd be dope. Giggles, you got my lighter? But anyways, appreciate you guys coming on this late at night. Like I said, I'm supposed to have Makeda Marley on here, Bob Marley's youngest daughter. Good friend of mine. She was gonna chop it up, but she didn't have signal on her phone. And then I was gonna have my other artist down from Jersey, Jimmy Allen. I had him on before, but his sound wasn't good last time, so I was gonna bring him back on. But he's out in the club right now. I guess he'd rather hang out with his girl than get on with Jboss. So I think I'd probably want to do that too. Although it's a job. You don't have that? Is it over there on the table? Thanks. Giggles does everything. Giggles gets everything. He does everything. Dope producer. I'm gonna turn the camera around so you guys see. This is the drum room, amongst other things. Dope. This is a brick room. A lot of work got put into this building for the studio, the podcast, and all that. So I really appreciate you guys coming out. Any questions about anything going on? Anyways, I'm gonna play any requests for music or anything that you guys want to know what's coming up or anything. Wow. What up, Bill? What's his name? Martina Biggs. What up? Yeah, we in the building, and the long night waiting for people to get on is part of my job. I've never been disappointed before, but Makeda Marley is a good friend of mine, and we're gonna chop it up. She's on a lot of big platforms. Mainly, she's an activist, and she just started getting into music. She has a single she released called Freedom Fighter. Used a little bit of her dad's beat and made a dope track. So we'll have her on maybe tomorrow. Try to set it up for tomorrow night. I got another artist coming on tomorrow night also. An up and coming, doing things in the industry. Anybody that you guys would like to see on here or see me bring onto this platform, or anybody want to get on our platform, keep it, let me know in the comments, and or DM me on any platform. So, any questions, guys? Sitting here. What about that going on in Iran, that's crazy. I've been listening to a lot of it on the news. They're supposed to have a ceasefire, but I'm not really sure if that's the case. I know the other night when I went live, we were supposed to put on I seen them bombing, like it was crazy. Like they're bombing and sending bombs towards Israel. It's a crazy war. But that's a little. I don't really follow that, but I guess we should, because it's our it's our lives on the line out here. This world. Sometimes they say it's the end of the world, and I don't know what you guys think, but I'm beginning to think that, because there's too much craziness going on. Sickening, yeah. Tom, Blunt Times. What do you say? It's sickening, right? What was his name? Are you paying attention?
Yeah, but I can't hear you.
Get a little closer then. Maybe. So you gotta read to me what the comments are. We're getting it straight, guys. He says sickening. I just don't know his name. So,
Terrible times.
Terrible times.
Terrible.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's all sickening. It's like, have we ever learned our lessons with different things in life? Wars. Sometimes you have to go to war, but I'm not really sure. I mean, I was a big Trump supporter still, but I don't know if, who am I to question anything? I don't really understand why we're even there, to be honest with you. I guess they're going after Israel quite hard, and a lot of people saying that's why, but what are your guys' opinion about that situation, in Iran? Because I don't have too much of an opinion, because I don't really know. Like, I've been following it, but I don't really understand it that much. Alright, this is add a Q&M sticker. See if we can do that from there. See if I can get giggles. So, anybody on here want to hear any of our music? We put that on and then wait for the room to fill up. Anybody down with that? Give me a thumbs up if you're down with that. Our number one fan, I don't see her in here tonight. Maybe we went on too late. So, these terrible times. You still in here? Yeah, sickening. There's something that they asked me to try to do on there. At a oh, thank you. Yeah, I can see it better. We got mine. Have you ever seen us our podcast before? I would say really podcast this is live. This is like what our podcast system, like we got the real cameras and all that. This is like what a oh, hold on, let me turn the camera around a little bit. So it's like we got the mic and all that. You know, we just did we had the camera all set up earlier for when I was going to do the interview with Makeda Marley. She a dope person. I've known her for about 15, 20 years. Really good friend. You know, Bob Marley's daughter. She's the youngest of 13 kids, and she does a lot of activist stuff. I've been, I tried to help her in the past, but she's also came up with a song called Freedom. You know what? Maybe I'll play that. Want to put that on? Freedom. Giggles is dope. He just can't hear me right now because the fan's on. It's called Freedom. You look up Makeda Marley, Makeda. And she's never really done music before. I've heard her sing. I actually put her on a track called Freedom. My Son in General was on it. Cuban Link was on it. My artist Price. We just never put it out. So called Freedom.
So if I play it,
Play that song right there. Yeah. Let me see. Oh, I gotta turn it up here. Yeah. There's you gotta turn your shit down. Let me see. Oh, I gotta turn it up here.
I freed our
There's turn it off. The volume.
This is free kicks.
Turn the volume off. Giggles. On your computer. Turn the volume Sorry about that, guys. Now we got two watchers. We got 4 people. This is Makeda Marley, by Marley's daughter, who I was supposed to have on tonight. It's a single that she put out. It's a true story. That was Makeda Marley. Called Freedom. I think it's just called Freedom, but I think it's Freedom Fighter. You know, a good friend of mine. Like I said, she's supposed to be on here tonight. Pretty much just lost pretty much all our listeners over this. All right, let me play her interview while we're waiting. So anybody on here, we're supposed to interview Makeda Marley. I'm gonna have her on tomorrow night. I'm gonna play her a little, like a short of her interview that she had. It looks a little crazy. The screen's a little bit different on this side than my normal room that I'm in. I'm gonna play this right here, a little snippet. This for having an interview. Oh, it's right there, volume.
He said, go upstairs and get into my studio. And he played a beat for me. He's like, say whatever you want to say. Just say however you feel. So that's where the song Freedom Is Not Free came about. Because I was like, they just locked me up, but they can't hold me down. The system set me up and took me downtown to the judge, to be judged. And I was like, I'm tired of always locking me up. I want to be free. I want to see my family.
Make a song about it.
And it just came out in like one take and one little whatever.
Yeah.
So that ended up being my single, I guess. He said, go upstairs.
So, like I said, that was Makeda, her single. That was a little interview about it. She's on a big platform. You know, we're gonna have her on tonight. Not tonight, tomorrow night. So stay tuned for that. Sorry about the disappointment not having anybody else but my face on here. Like I said, I just played Makeda Marley, by Marley's daughter, her track. So anybody that's on here right now, do you guys have anything you want to talk about? Any questions you got for me about Makeda? I know just about everything because she's like a close friend of mine. But we're definitely going to have her on tomorrow night, and you can ask questions to her. And you know, it's going to be some great content. I have another artist coming on tomorrow night. He's going to be dope. You know, you guys stay tuned for that. I'm going to just play a little bit of our music while we're sitting here, and I'm going to play Later to Pontu, dope video. We did this in Cape Cod. I'm going to turn the camera around again because we don't have a lot of people in here right now. I'm going to wait. Still give it a chance because we keep getting people in here and then something happens. Okay. There it is. Hopefully we get a better view of that like that. And we're going to hit the play button. Later to Pontu.
Jboss Entertainment. We lit chat.
What up, twin? You know I had to write you another one. Letter to the better part, too. Cause this There's always three sides to a story, but there's only one truth. There's three sides to a story. When it's real, you can tell it. The thing about the truth is that you don't gotta sell it. It outweighs any type of lie when you scale it. And you can feel it deep in your soul when you inhale it. What up, twin? Your brother Cuban is back at it again. You know what happens when I go and grab that pad and the pen. I lay words together, snatch them and bring out that lyrical assassin on the tap into that passion within. I've been alright though, living my life, taking it quite slow, trying to let the Bible guide me through this blinding light show. Full of smoke and mirrors, it's so hard to choose the right road. Hoping that my lyrics reach your spirit through this mic, bro. I know you've been upstairs watching for almost 20 years and seen who really cared after you made a millionaires. And then when it appears this game is faking in veneers, I wonder when it rains, is it you that's shedding tears? I wrote this letter here to clear the air for all the listeners, discussing all the squad's business, saying that they missing us. It's really tough getting back to what that vision was. I wish it never happened, but it's three sides to a story. When it's real, you can tell it. The thing about the truth is that you don't gotta sell it. It outweighs any type of lie when you scale it. And you can feel it deep in your soul when you inhale it. Three sides to a story. When it's real, you can tell it. The thing about the truth is that you don't gotta sell it. It outweighs any type of lie when you scale it. And you can feel it deep in your soul when you inhale it. I stay thinking about you. When you was here, it was hard to doubt you. Once your mind was made up, ain't no way to go without you. I'ma shout you out, twin, forever, cause I'm proud to. And I'ma rep your image even when I'm not allowed to. Chris wrote a song about you, brought his heart up to his fans. Showed him all the story that was hard to understand. It wasn't in his plans to paint you as a bad man. He just spit the truth of what he been through, took his last stand. A man that going hard, she always been a star. She went from selling shit to getting paid for spitting bars. Vanessa's on the job, building up a catalog. No Phil plays guitar, rapping, singing out for God. And if you got my heart pounding extra, cause the pressure. That's your little niece, should be reminding me of Cheshire. Nas is still my sister, so you know I gotta stress her. Keep her in my prayers, hoping God bless her. Three sides to a story, when it's real, you can tell it. The thing about the truth is that you don't gotta sell it. It outweighs any type of lie when you scale it. And you can feel it deep in your soul when you inhale it. Three sides to a story, when it's real, you can tell it. The truth is that you don't gotta sell it. It outweighs any type of lie when you scale it. And you can feel it deep in your soul when you inhale it. Like you, there's no other. Yeah, it's the reason I love. Told you it's the reason I'm here. It's Lucci. There's no other. Don't worry, your brother's good. So in the right place. Mind in the right place. Heart in the right place. Yeah, like you, there's no other. Yeah, it's the reason I love. Celebrate your life, not your death, my nigga.
Yeah, boy, that's like a heartfelt song. Like if you really think about it, if you're a Cuban Link fan, his music is a lot. I mean, I don't compare him to Tupac, but a lot of people do because of his voice. But honestly, his voice does a little bit sound like Tupac. You know what I mean? Depending on what he's doing, but he has stories. He tells beautiful stories in his music. And honestly, like, I'm not biased to say that, but there's too many people that have said it. Cuban Link is probably better than anybody out there. He just hasn't gotten his flowers because he's had all that red tape. And that's what Jboss Ent is here for. Remove all that red tape. And all our music that we've done went viral. Every one of them that we did with Cuban. And I talk about it a lot on here. And Italiana, our number one fan on here. Thank you, Italiana. Those hearts are beautiful. She's been following Cuban before this platform. She's been a big supporter. Even when people are talking shit, she's over there setting them straight. You ever hear that saying? 7118, setting them straight. That was a Bronx saying from I used to hear that the old what was that called? Bang Bang Boogie. That was the era that I met Cuban and was during the Bang Bang Boogie movement. And you know, there was a video put out not too long ago, and I suggest you guys look it up. It's titled exactly this: the best Terror Squad rapper who never was. And that's the truth. Even though he went on to do MLB records and had dope songs, you know, with Maya, Jadakiss, and his 24K album, which is a mystery to me. Joe said that they'd only sell 5,000 copies, but I'm thinking about it. You had Ja Rule on it. That was before Ja Rule was, you know, blackballed by because of 50 Cent. And I love 50, by the way. But he also had Cool G Rap on there. Many artists that, like, we all knew. He had Pink. He did a track with Pink. There's no way they would have only sold 5,000 copies. He was the best Terror Squad member at that time. And, you know, there's people that say that, like, after Pun, it was Cuban. You know, we all know Joe, he got a big catalog, but it's all music that, I think, is me being fair. Joe definitely can, he doesn't have his own music. He doesn't write his own stuff, but he sounds good when he doing other people's music, you know, when they're writing for him. But from what I understand, he's never written anything. And that's why Cuban and TA linked up, because they had a mutual situation, and TA's suing Fat Joe for $20 million. And TA and Cuban did a song called Hit the Road Crack. Instead of Hit the Road Jack, it's Hit the Road Crack. And we got that on Jboss Ent. That's on our platform. And that's a dope song. And, you know, I was talking to some people in the industry. I don't want to mention the name, you know, big time people. And every time I talk to them, they're always like, why did Cuban have to make that track? You know, enough of that Fat Joe. But they don't really understand if they're in that position. Like, I'm in a position right now, not dealing with music, but in my life, I'm defending myself to the life, because my wife is 100% not true, but is accusing me of being abusive, and I'm taking that to trial because it's the furthest thing from the truth. I was not but a sweetheart, and he asked Cuban and giggles like I was, if anything, I was abused. So I'm gonna fight to the death. So when Cuban keeps going on about the situation, that's his life. You can't judge a man for keep putting things out like about that situation. He lives and breathes it every day. That man, you know, karma is going to be hell for Joe, because he's hurt a lot of people, not just Cuban, a lot of people. I mean, you know, I hear stories saying that, not from us, but that he's worse than Diddy. Like, and the fact is, you know, the lifestyle, when you rich and powerful, and I'll tell you, I understand that, because I was wealthy and powerful at one time in my life. Not too long ago, I could do whatever I want. About 2 months ago, but I've learned my lessons. You know, out in the streets and out in my life, living that certain life. When money is power, and it's and it changes people. And you know, when I had all that money, I was a little different than I am now. I'm more humble. This time around, you know, having a lot of money, I humbled myself. You know, the power didn't go to my head, and that happens to a lot of these artists in this industry. And you know, when you come from nothing, and then all of a sudden you have something, sometimes you don't even know what to do. Like, you know, this time around, I knew what I was gonna do. This Jboss Ent. You know, back when I was hustling, doing my thing, and getting all that bread, and putting my life on the line, you know, the first thing, the power went to my head, you know, and I enjoyed it. Like, it's a rush. It's like a high. You know, get people to do whatever you want when you have bread like that, you know. And Cuban was telling me, I remind him a lot of Pun because he had a lot of yes men, and I get that because Pun was bigger than big, and but that kind of destroyed his health in a way because behind closed corners, he was getting food when he shouldn't have been getting food, and um, like me, like I get lazy because I always was used to just having everybody do everything for me. Um, so now that that part of my life is over, I'm gonna change things in my life, and I'm not gonna be having a bunch of yes men around me to take care of every bit of my needs. And in a way, it's kind of abusive towards other people, but you know, when you have money, they want what you have. So I don't even know if the people I thought was loyal, they weren't loyal. They were probably, just there for the money and waiting to be able to take advantage of me, or just was there because they seen a come up, you know. And that happens in the industry a lot. Like, how do you guys feel about that? Like, I mean, have you ever been in a position where you uh, had a lot of power in your life and you did it wrongly and abused people? I mean, I caught myself doing that. This time around, I sometimes caught myself using what power I had to, get people to do what I wanted them to do. Um, you guys anybody in this room ever experienced, uh, using their power to, you know, uh, take advantage of people, or, you know, just get what you want? It's a real thing. Uh, this time around, like I'm not gonna speak illegally because I've been, thinking about my ex-wife. Well, she's not my ex-wife yet, but we've been through some things, and hurt me real bad, and realized that she's mentally ill. That's why she did what she did to me. It's not necessarily that she's just evil. Cuban and I were talking about that earlier. He goes, that's what girls do these days. They don't want you to have nothing. They put you in jail. They lie about you. They want you to have nothing, and as long as you're miserable, that makes them happy. I don't really understand that, but I never in my life did I think I want to make someone miserable to make myself happy. So, um, anybody ever hear anything like that in their life? I don't know. Any questions you guys got for me? And while we're waiting to fill the room, we've been going back and forth with people in the room. Um, Taliana, shout out to her again, #1 fan. She's in a Cuban Link, Jboss hat, a pink and black one with Cuban Link signature on it. So we also have memberships on here. They're fairly reasonable. There's more expensive ones. The more expensive ones will get you in the studio, and also get you, once you become a member on the second one, second level, you'll be able to interact with Cuban, and then also you'll be able to um, let me play your music on our platform. Um, as long as I agree that it's, you put that work in. And we got a pretty big platform for the music, and so far so good. Um, but anybody interested in that, go sign up for the memberships. The internship will get you private. When we're doing some private lives or podcasts, and we'll put out videos, and you'll be able to see them. The second membership gets you to see videos before they come out, or hear music before they come out. And we might go live while we're in a studio, while we're actually recording in the studio, so you can see go down and interact while we're, live and recording in the studio. That'll be pretty dope. I mean, any people that are Cuban Link fans and follow Jboss, and there's going to be some other up and coming artists. I mean, I've had interactions with Ron Browse. I was just messaged him to try to get him on my platform. And we got a lot. Like I said, if you guys been watching, we got Decon Neem from he's a son of the legendary Mercury from the Force MDs, and he also related to the three of the Wu-Tang members. He's from Staten Island, born and bred, and he's part of the team. And then we got a whole southern branch down in Wildwood, New Jersey. So, we got a lot going on here. We're about 6 or 7 music videos coming. We'll check up about weeks from now. We're going to be seeing Cuban on here. We're going to be doing podcasts together right here in this room, right here, and we'll be talking about whatever's going on in the world and music, his music, and any questions you want to ask him. We're going to be here, so doing a podcast together. So it's just like we planned. I'm going to keep the hat safe, Italiana. As soon as you get here, it's yours, and we're going to go live. So, looking forward to meeting you in person. I brought her on the platform. That's one thing you get when you're a loyal fan, and certain memberships will get you that too. I got to relook at the membership thing, and I don't even mind bringing you on if you get the first membership, but there's certainly, you just got to read them. The memberships are pretty dope because, think about it, you get an internship with the first. If you're an up-and-coming person that wants to get their music out, we'll put you in the right direction. And the second one, you interact, Cuban Link, on a live privately, like in a private, situation. And also, like, the bigger memberships will get you right on our platform, and we'll put your music out. I don't mind playing something. I played something the other night for somebody, and I forgot who it was. It was pretty dope. It was different, but it was dope. And I'd love to play this guy that. So last night, or was it last night? I had Tiger, King Tiger Ali, dope video guy, and his music is really like dope. And the guy I had on earlier grew up in the same neighborhood that my boy CG did as his cousin. He used to rap, and I didn't know, for instance, I didn't know that he wasn't rapping at the time. But I just brought him on because he knew Gilly. That was, one of Cuban's managers coming up, and he used to be one of Big Pun's road managers and also assistant, like, helped him, with his personal things, and I think he was also a road manager for DMX, Gilly. But there's a Watson basketball tournaments, and Tone Montana, he said when he was little he used to come spit to Gilly and Cuban, and they'd all hang out by the on Watson in the Bronx. So I had him on, and then he showed us some of his son's music, and I was like, wow, his son's been actually pretty dope. I'm not into that type of music, and I don't know about you guys, but I don't know how old some people are in here, but that new music is pretty, to me was, but his son, like, it was pretty dope. I think I'm actually gonna try to play some of his music because I really thought it was dope, but I gotta remember what he said. I'm gonna see if I can find it on here. Let's see here. So I'm gonna play his son, and it's a dope song. Like, I'm gonna get him on our platform. Tell me what you guys think of it. Let me know what you think. All right.
And I will pay
pace they into the flop. Like big dog, happy like shit out the top. I'm with the match on flick and they loud, nigga drink loose shots, just drink loose pop. Like how many 30s is dead on my box? I'ma spend 3 block top off the clock. Like on the ass and all I see was cops. Like nigga freestyle, you fucking with chop. And I will base the into the flop. Can't forget that I'm smoking on keys. Get the red on the camera 3. And I'm with the transport, so I'm on the east like big dog pop. Now we out to the free. Get in the spot, jacking that beat. Niggas know how I get, he get smacked with the G. We gon' go on the block, we be yelling out sleeves. Like he get shot, he get jacking these G's. Right after that, we go to the PD. Fuck it, we might just go the block. Like when the bull got the T in the sock. Bitch, know how I get when I block, I'm block. Like when I block, niggas know I'm a throw. Bitch, I'm in P, I can.
Sorry about that, guys.
For the hole, like on the jet, I was throwing on the phone. Nigga J.O. dead, he left on the phone. Back to back with G, 13K still smoking on key. I can't wait to see Cam with 3. I ain't talking on John, go veil that scene. Like, niggas know how we get. Pop up, poppin', pump my chest. And got the play, bustin' the best. I got Ian, Missy got next. He be chopped up, like, we can't see get fucked up. Give a fuck, they say still up. I see face when we hop out the truck. Like, nigga, you better duck. Free Mick K still dropping they set. Cash truck with the beam on his neck. On they block, niggas stuck in his right. Jack got shot, I can never forget. Like, I'm a shot beat. We tryna flick on the G's, they funny how they ain't seeing his G. Dropping the jet while I throw up that beat. WCK, I'ma flick out the BCJs and fly, I'm throwing the pre. BCK 100 times my beat. Walk up, bitch, tryna send out his team. Like, we ain't licking on thoughts. Why did they tell they know how we rock? Free cypher, shop to shop. OYKJOB is a bop. Hurt bustin', I'm scratching, I'm itching. These when they block won't stop me from clicking. Been through the deal, then the MC submission. Been through the rivers, they jacking, they clutching. Flashy drama, niggas be ad, leaky black. Shot they had, J.O. types, no M.I. flag. Papa shot niggas left for dead. Like Papa shot niggas left for dead. Passion fresh, shit moving heavy. Smoking over, he got hit by the reds. Go on the block, try to catch me a plenty. Creep up in that nigga, not tread. TJB, where was your friends? We gon' go through that block with the V out of bed. G2C8, you know how I'm set. They try to run me, throwing like 10. G19 with the clip and extend. The Robbie and Donnie, my brothers gon' blend. Like nigga free Sammy, he stuck in the pen. Nigga free Sammy,
So what you guys think of that? You're looking at the drums. Does everybody think of that? Let me get back to my... I don't know, now we're losing people by the minute. Taliana's still on here, I can see. Keep going back and forth, we get a bunch of people and then they come back, I get it. It's late at night. I had almost 100 people in here at one point. Maybe. Once we get our act together here, we're going to get a lot of better content. I'm trying to do the best I can right now just to stay relevant. We're going to do, like I said, we're going to do a live with Cuban and actually a podcast. We're going to do a podcast about a couple weeks out. The Cuban Lake and Jboss show. So, you know, it might get comical, you know, because of our relationship, you and I, you know. Anybody wants to do a super chat in here, that'd be dope. Taliana blessed us the other day. Thank you, Taliana. Memberships, gifts, they do. You know, we put a lot of hard work into this, even though it looks bootleg right now, coming from the phone. But like I said, you know, we're preparing to put Cuban Link on the platform in about 2 weeks. So That's gonna be dope. Yeah, so while waiting for people to come in here, I'm not gonna stay on too much longer, but I'm gonna play a little bit more music. Not necessarily have to. Um, wow, that's all at the end. Really? Wow, it's way behind. Alright, so sleep. And let's see, what do we want to play? I'm gonna play my boy. He was also he's coming on soon. Major Talk. He's out here, the dope rapper from Texas. I'm gonna pick. I like Money Moves that he's got, so you can find it. All right. What I like about him, he's definitely a professional. He came into this right out of right.
Hey, 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 money runners. Hey, money runners. Hey, 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 hey. I don't love them, I don't cuff them, I'm a mother. G, I be trapping all day till my pockets got some G's. Break down the switch, roll up a G. Money run the game, you know we keep it G. Talk money, 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 talk money, 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 talk money. You know, money, money, talk money, 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 talk my money. I'm a G, I got an E. Pockets obese when he got headshot, hit him with the heat. Thinking I'm a lick, thinking sweet. I talk money like bank tubs, I'm a hood, watch good fella. Shoppers spin you like a race, I grind hard and any brother P. I am P, paper in my pocket. I'd rather move in silence, cause the feds watching. Haters still plotting, still popping. I don't love them, I don't cuff them, cause I got an option. I get it in, I kick it go in. Go more fresh, I mess the trap in. I don't love them, I don't cuff them, I'm a mother.
Well, the speaker died. Ah, bootleg. Alright, well, I don't know why it's unplugged. But now we're back to, sorry about that, guys, but little bootleg is, hey. Here we're back. Sorry, guys. Anyways, sorry about that. It's very unprofessional, but our speaker wasn't plugged in. We got a dope speaker, but it wasn't charging. A lot of things going on here we got to straighten out. We got all the equipment, but we're not doing it right. So with that being said, I'd love to look forward to 2 weeks from now. I'm gonna be on probably tomorrow night with Makeda Marley, another artist from the Bronx that CG wants me to interview. He's a dope artist. So look forward to that. So I think I'm gonna close this out. We don't have a lot of viewers on here, and love everybody. Stay tuned for tomorrow night. Definitely. Interviews, that's what happens. You know, that's why the professionals do it in advance and schedule it and get deposits and all that other stuff. So I didn't do any of that. Tatiana, will you forget to play on the mic by Cuban Link the other day? Forget to play on the mic. Is that a song? I don't even know what song that is. Tatiana, I know all his songs. You must know it's one that I don't know. But anyways, good night. Love y'all. Taliana, love you. Thanks for showing up. Have a good night. And Jboss out.